Hey y'all, welcome to Summertime Tarot. My name is Summer, and this is a pick a card reading for what's coming for you in May. Okay, so we have 4 piles. So we have hematite, prehnite, amethyst, and unakite. Okay, so take a moment to really take a deep breath, clear your mind, and pick which pile you feel called to the most, which one stands out to you, what have you. Okay, and so that's going to be the message for you. I'm going to go ahead and start with pile 1, which is hematite. The timestamps are in the description box below. Alright, so if you picked pile number 1 with the hematite, this is what is coming your way in May. You have the Ace of Cups. So, right, for some of you, this may be new love, but I feel like this is really just a new energy where you're open and you're ready for whatever this kind of new energy, this kind of new feeling of love, of vivacity, of happiness, of joy, of peace, right, is coming in. And I feel like with this hematite, if you pick this with this mental strength, you could be in a space where because over here, this is what's kind of been blocking your progress moving forward. So we have the 10 of Swords, and I feel like this is the mental, this is what the mental strength was needed for, because you've been undergoing like a dark period where you kind of feel like distant from others, feeling like things are just kind of not working as you'd expected them to. And I feel like with this Hanged Man, what's kind of halting you or kind of blocking your progress is this mindset where you kind of focused only on kind of what you've seen thus far, what you can see with your eyes. And I feel like with this 3 of Cups, this is kind of the energy that's kind of trying to come into you, that's trying to come about for you in May. But if you focus too heavily on the past, the things that you're kind of letting go, closing out, the cycles that you're ending, and you focus so much on kind of all the pain, all of the maybe even embarrassment that may have brought you, feelings that, kind of leave you feeling kind of stuck, like you don't know what you're doing, questioning yourself, questioning others, right? That's kind of the energy that's kind of blocking this new happy, loving energy that's trying to come in for you for for May. Right? Because with this, okay, so this is you with the Queen of Wands, the 10 of Fire, and the 3 of Fire. So you're in a space where I feel like you've been diligently working on the things that you're passionate about, things that are important to you. So you could be, right, we got Potions and Brews here, so you could be working on just trying to level up in some area of your life, whether it be love, whether it be spirituality, whether it be in your career, your business, or just in your mental stamina, things that you're trying to, just get better at, trying to understand. And I feel like with this 10 of Wands, this is you being in a space where you've done, I'm hearing this song, when you've done all you can, all you can do is stand. And so, right, you've gotten to the point where you've been working hard, you've been doing all these things, and now you've kind of come to this point where it's like, all right, I've done everything that I can. Now it's time for me to wait on what's coming to me, right? So for May, this is you being in a space where you're open and receptive to this new loving energy that's trying to come in for you for this month, right? But I feel like for you with this hematite, this mental strength, it's going to take you seeing past like your fears, right? Because we have invite your fears to tea here. Seeing past your fears, seeing past all the things that kind of may have, right? Because I'm being drawn back to this 10 of Wands, that may have not worked out quite as you wanted them to, that kind of weighed on you a little heavier than you wanted them to, that kind of were very challenging for you, right? It's time for you to let that go. Time for you to see the blessings and all the things that kind of have happened thus far, and to, right, because we have completion here, kind of in those things, close out those cycles, not focus so much on what you're afraid of going forward, but understanding how much you've gained thus far and how much is ready to come to you for May. And so, which, you know, the advice here, the message here is to really stay focused on this abundance that you're, walking towards, that you're trying to call in, that you're focusing on, right? Focus on the good stuff. Focus on, as it says here, your purpose is joy. Focus on your joy. Focus on your happiness, because that's what's trying to come in for you for May, right? And so you may get caught up in not receiving. So really focus on what you can do to put more love out into the world, because when you put more out, you get more back, right? So let me see. I also feel like this is you coming into a space where you kind of are surrendering your desires, your will, you know, your heart over to the divine. Or also, it could be, like a little love relationship, right, where you close out one and you're kind of opening your heart up to these new experiences in love, new experiences in life, a new way of seeing things, a new way of being, a new way of like treating yourself and interacting with others, letting go of being afraid to really just be your true authentic self, right? I feel like really clearing out any anxieties about the future, clearing out any anxieties about the past as well, right? The things that have happened thus far, closing out those cycles, closing out those things, so that you can be open to these new abundant feelings and, right, realities. Okay, but yeah, we got here the Ace of Cups. We got a new love, right? A new feeling of just joy, gratitude, right? And I also see this as really letting go of your fears. So you could have been in a space where you were very emotional, maybe very sad, and so I see for May really coming to a spot where you've kind of, right, with this trophy, like you've a great a great accomplishment of not really succumbing to your fears or allowing, sadness or all those kind of negative emotions, negative feelings, negative thoughts to undertake you, but kind of, triumphing, is that a word? Past them, right? Being triumphant in moving into this new space where you feel whole within yourself and trusting and able to just live abundantly, live in your own kind of good vibes. Okay? But let's go. I want to pull, let's see, like what kind of affirmation would be beneficial for you for the month of May. Comes out for you. Okay. So we have here, I am absolutely worthy of everything good that has happened to me. Okay? Look at that. That's beautiful. And so your question to kind of ruminate on, to think about, what have I succeeded at lately? How can I reward myself for hard work? Yeah, you've been putting in that work. It's time that you, kind of accept all the good things that are currently happening in your life, right? But also, right, because when you do that, you invite in more of those good things. So really show appreciation and gratitude for the good things in your life. Show yourself some appreciation. Give yourself some love, a pat on the back, right? You've worked really hard. You've gotten to this point of completion where you're ready to move into this new space. So, no more beating yourself up, no more focusing on the past, the things that didn't work out, just focusing on what's good and what more good you can bring into the world, what more good you can invite into your life and into just everything going on with you right now. Okay? But that's all I have for you, Pile 1. I hope this reading helped you in some way. Please let me know down in the comments how it resonated for you. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this one, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to go ahead on to Pile 2. So if you pick Pile 2 with this here pre-night, this here is what's headed your way in May. This is the energy that's trying to be expressed through you, right? For May, right? And this is what is needed. Yeah, what's needed at this time. And this is the energy you need to tap into for success, okay? So if you see this, so this is what's trying to be expressed through you. So you see all the green. This is what's needed, red. And the energy to tap into, we have Confucius, green and red, okay? So with this, what I'm really getting is, and also we have pink. So you see she has pink and pink. Okay. But I'm saying all of that to say this. Okay. So with the 7 of Pentacles being what's trying to be expressed through you. So what's coming for you in May? This is you being in a space where I feel like you're at a space where with the with the Mother of Water and the six of Cups and the Chariot, I feel like this is you coming into an emotional space, an emotional heart space where you've determined, you know what it is that you want to do. You know where it is you're trying to go, right? So with the 7 of Pentacles, I feel like you've been in a space where you've been contemplating something to do with money, right? Something to do with something that you want to create, something that you're crafting, right? Because you might want to create your own business. You might want to, I don't know, settle down. That was the first thing that came to my mind. Maybe start a family. Maybe just get into a space where what you want in your heart is what is expressed out in the physical world, right? And so that's what's headed your way for May. So it's you coming into a space where you are being guided by your heart. You are allowing your heart to dictate what you do. And I feel like this is you being in a space where you've been contemplating, you've been desiring to maybe start your own business, maybe just do something, right? You've been thinking about it, you've been processing it, you've been like, I kind of like this idea, right? And I want to see it through. I want to create it. I want to, start this thing. There's something in my heart that wants to be realized. And so for the month of May, I see you actually realizing this, whatever this thing is, right? But what is needed at this time for you in order to get into a space where you can actually create and manifest, perfect this thing that it is you've been working on, that you've been diligently kind of putting your hard work and thoughts and heart into, right? I feel like this is you actually getting to a space where you start that business, or what's coming to my mind is you actually start it, right? I don't know how to word this, but like you actually put the pedal to the metal and you actually start doing the things that you've been thinking about doing, and not just kind of being like, oh yeah, that's a great idea, I should do that, but actually doing it, right? So what you have here, what's needed at this time from you is leadership. And so at the heart of leadership, I feel like this is because it goes back to this here pink, right? It starts with you being in a space, a loving space within yourself and within whatever it is you're trying to craft, okay? So there needs to be this leadership, but it needs to come from a heart space that's filled with love, that's not kind of focused on what could go wrong or how people may perceive you if something doesn't happen the way you want it to, but focusing on being the best you and creating the best thing, right? So that's what's needed at this time. What's needed is for you to come into this kind of peaceful space of love, right? With this Queen of Cups, where you're trusting your intuition, right? Because we have here, trust your intuition, where you're trusting your intuition, you're trusting your heart, you're trusting that you know what it is that you're doing, and you're free to take moves, take steps towards this thing that you have been planning, that you've been thinking about, that you've been wanting to set into stone, really, is what I'm getting. And so, what's needed is this leadership where you actually take control of what it is you want. Because I feel like at this time, it's almost like what you want is kind of just floating out there, right? Because she's just sitting here thinking. She's just thinking like, oh, yeah. And she's kind of imagining it. She's creating it in her mind. But now what's needed at this time is for you to actually get into the driver's seat, for you to actually take control of what it is that's on your mind, what's on your heart, and start, working towards it. And so we have here, stop comparing. So you could be at a space where you've been looking at, what you want to do. You've been looking at yourself and comparing yourself, your ideas, your, plans to that of others. So stop comparing. It says, apples don't compare themselves to oranges. Stars don't compete with other stars. They know there's room for all to shine in this ever-expanding universe. So embrace your differences. Celebrate your quirks and kinks. Bring your fullest expression of self forward and champion others when they do the same. Okay? Then we have pause. If you're feeling unsure about a decision, there's probably a good reason. Take your time and think it through. There's no need to rush. Allow your heart's wisdom to guide you. If you feel pressure to act immediately, it's probably a sign that this isn't the right opportunity. Don't worry, because more opportunities will come along and the right ones will fit like a gorgeous glove. Then we have trust your intuition, okay? It's time to stop seeking advice from others and go inside instead. You know what's best for your body, mind, and spirit. Sit in meditation, walk in the woods, ask yourself what you need, and listen. Tune into your inner guidance. When you get a gut reaction, honor it. You have the answer, and it's safe to trust yourself. Everything you need is already inside you. Yeah, so that's very much like leadership qualities, right? Getting into a space where you trust your decision making, you trust your decision making skills. You're not comparing, yourself or whatever it is you're creating to others, and you're taking the time to clear your mind, to be focused, to listen to criticism from outside of yourself, listen to criticism from within yourself, and you're directing the course of things, right? You're not allowing others to come in and kind of dictate what you do, but you're listening to yourself, you're listening to your own inner guidance, and you're taking the necessary steps to create this thing. And so with this Preonite, release declutter, I feel like this is here, right? You pick this because you're kind of at a space where you need to release and declutter, right? You need to clear out that heart chakra, because I feel like that's blocking you from really seeing where things are going, from really trusting your intuition and really believing in yourself and believing in what it is you're trying to manifest, what it is you're trying to craft and create. Right? So you need to get into a space of, right, with this Six of Air, this kind of clear, guided, right, with the feathers. You take initiative, you take inspiration from outside of yourself, and you allow it to flow. You're not forcing, you're not pushing, you're not kind of calling others to do anything or trying to force anybody's hand or to force anything to happen, but you're going with the flow. You're easy, like summer morning, okay? Right? So that's what's kind of coming in for you for May. Now, what's kind of the energy you need to kind of tap into to get things a rolling? We have here Confucius, wisdom. So really, right? Because we have the two colors here. We have the green and we have the red. So really putting on this kind of, this red, this trust, this rootedness in yourself, in your own wisdom, in what you know, what you believe, what you can do, right? Listening to, I feel like this is kind of like your spirit guides, the guidance from, the higher power, all that good stuff. You're listening to that, but you're also trusting your wisdom. You're trusting your connection to the divine. You're trusting that things are going to unfold. I don't have to force or push or think too hard or fight too hard, right? I'm doing what I need to do. I'm not struggling. I'm not fighting. I'm not, dictating. I'm listening and I'm creating, right? It's a co-creation with the divine, right? Okay. So, what's kind of blocking you or blocking this from coming in? We have the Four of Cups, we have the Ten of Swords, and we have the Emperor. So I feel like this is single-mindedness. Like you're kind of focusing on too much on what, okay, yeah, I'm being drawn to him. So what you're afraid of, what could go wrong, right? What you don't see. I feel like that's kind of where you are. You're focusing on what you don't see, and it's kind of beginning to pull up some fears, some hesitation, causing some trepidation, causing you to, question yourself, to hesitate on making decisions, to actually, put your pedal to the metal and move in this direction that you want to. So it's a need for you to really get out of this Four of Cups kind of space, right? Out of your comfort zone and push yourself into this kind of new arena and trust what information that you're let me slow down. Trust the information that's coming in. Trust your own knowledge. Trust what's being shown to you, and trust that you can make the decisions that you need to make, right? Don't get caught up in what you don't know or what you don't understand. Focus on what you do understand and make decisions coming from that space, right? Now, if you do end up making a mistake, that's cool, right? Everybody makes mistakes. Don't get caught up on that. Don't focus on that. Focus on what you can do, what's in your control, what you do know. Focus on how you can improve yourself, how you can improve whatever it is you're trying to do, right? Focus on clearing out anything that's stopping you from creating this thing that you want to create, that's stopping you from feeling like, I'm that guy or that girl, right? I'm a boss, right? And I can do this. Clear that out. Don't focus on that. Focus on, how you can improve yourself, how you can improve this emotional state that you're in, because I feel like this is you currently, right? You're unhappy with how things are going. You're unhappy with, where you are currently when it comes to whatever it is that you're trying to create, and you want to create something different, something better, something that's going to, last a long time, that's going to bring you happiness and joy and fulfillment on a much deeper level. And so with that, you kind of need to get into this space that matches what it is you're trying to bring in, right? Get out of the space of what you don't want to come in and get into the space of what you do want to come in, and allow that energy to guide and dictate where you go from here, right? But let's go ahead and see what affirmation will be beneficial for you in May to go along with this reading, okay? Let's see. Excuse me. Ooh, okay. I guess I'll take all of those. So we have, I am not limited by others' perceptions of me. And the question to go along with this for you to, think about, to ponder on this month, it says, when was the last time I let someone else influence decisions that only impact me? What can I do to loosen their hold on me? Okay? And I am not afraid of things that could go wrong. And it says, how can I let go of control today? What can I do to maximize the needless anxiety? Okay, and then the last one, I am intelligent and resourceful. The question, how have I shown my intelligence lately? How did others react? How did I feel in response? Okay, but that's all I have for you, Pile 2. I hope this reading helped you in some way. Please let me know down in the comments how it resonated. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you like to see more videos like this one, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate you for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Now I'm going to go ahead on to Pile 3. If you picked Pile 3 with this here amethyst, this is the message for you. What's headed your way in May? So we have here the Empress. Okay. So with this is a lot of love, okay? So this is very much growth-centered. I feel like this is What's headed your way in May with the Star, the King of Pentacles, and the Two of Wands? I feel like this is something or someone coming in to match your desires. That's that's kind of what I see it. But now when I say that, okay, because I can read this many different ways. It depends on who's watching it. But what I'm getting from this is really, I feel like with this Star and the King of Pentacles with the Two of Wands, I feel like this is you being in a space where you've been desiring some type of stability, something, you've been working towards something, I feel like, with this King of Earth. You've been working towards something that you've been desiring for a good amount of time, that you had your eye on, I feel like, right, with this here Star. You've been putting a lot of intention and care and passion into. And so with this Empress, I feel like this is a return on your investment. An investment to yourself, an investment to your dreams, an investment to whatever it is that you've kind of been putting your energy into. And you've been wanting to see a return on it. And I feel like whatever it is that you've been putting your focus on, you're going to get matched back. So when I say that, I really mean for the month of May, I want to say be careful about what you put your energy and your effort into, right? But being that this is what's coming, whatever you've been putting your energy and your effort into, whatever you've been putting your desire, your focus, your time, your money, your heart, right, with the Star, whatever you've been putting your heart into, right, that's what's going to be paid out to you. It's kind of what I'm trying to say here. And I feel like for this month, there's a need for you to be persistent and consistent with whatever it is you've been desiring. Right? But if you have, see, I'm confusing myself. But if you have, so if you've been putting your energy and your effort into something consistently, and you've been, whatever it is that you've been putting your energy and effort into consistently, that the desire that you've had you're going to see a return on that investment. It's going to come back. It's going to grow. I'm here and bite you back. It's going to bite you back. It's going to come back and give to you what you've been given to it. So with this, there's a need for you to really come into May, or to focus in May on the things that you would desire to improve, to grow, right? Because this is a time, what I'm seeing is this is a time for whatever you put your intention and your focus into is going to start solidifying. It's going to start materializing, I guess is the better word to say. And so there's a need for you to keep consistent, to keep making progress, to not lose focus on what it is you're trying to create, right? Because with the Empress being here, right, things are growing, things are going to start materializing, manifesting, all this kind of good stuff. But that doesn't mean that you kind of lose focus or lose track of what it is you're trying to accomplish. That's really what I'm picking up with that. With the Two of Wands, I'm really seeing a need to not, like backtrack, kind of like not to focus too much on what you messed up on or what didn't turn out or come into being the way that you wanted it to, right? Because we do have here forgiveness. So this is what's needed for you in the month of May. So really, with this forgiveness card, like I was saying with the Empress, I feel like whatever you've been putting your attention, your energy, and your effort into is going to come back to you, right? In this month, it's going to start, you're going to start seeing, basically, you're going to start to see it materialize, right? But there's also, with forgiveness here, a need to release and let go of anything that isn't in alignment with or isn't working out the way that isn't working with the main goal, basically, right? So we have here, it's time to stop procrastinating. So your current obligations and responsibilities can no longer be put off. Chop chop, it's time to buckle down and do the work. The resolution and abundance you seek requires action. Ignore any naysaying voices. Believe in yourself. You can do this. Procrastination often comes from the fear that you can't. You'll be relieved and proud when this is behind you. Okay? And so then we have confidence. And it says, it takes courage to put your butt on the line and go forward. And the best way to strengthen your confidence is to put yourself out there. Who cares what other people think? Everybody starts somewhere. And don't worry about making mistakes. You can always course correct, but you'll never know or grow unless you try. And the more you do, the more confident and successful you'll become. When you shine, we are all inspired to do the same. And then, embrace your sensitivity. It says, your sensitivity is the sacred gateway to your intuition. It's that special receptive radar that picks up energy and signals. In fact, your sensitivity is one of your greatest assets and the key to your survival. The more you connect with it, the more miracles and synchronicities you'll attract. Okay. Yeah, so I feel like for the month of May, you're going to really be entering a space where what you want or what you're focusing on is going to materialize like that, right? It's because with these cards, it's almost like what you want, what you kind of set your eye on. What I'm just saying is it quickly materializes. It quickly manifests itself. So if you're in a space where you're kind of focused on what isn't right, or you're focused on basically not the things that are good for you or the things that you want, that's kind of what you're going to see grow. So there's a need to clear out yourself, to really work on yourself, to work on forgiving yourself and others, to clear that out so you don't create more of like the same old stuff that you're kind of moving out of, right? Because we want something new. We want something that's kind of, well, I don't know what you want, but I'm just assuming, right? So go with me here. I assume that you want, good and loving and fruitful things to, kind of grow and manifest in your life in the month of May. And I really see that happening with the Empress here. But the message here is to be, mindful of what you're putting into your body, what you're allowing into your space, what you're allowing into your mind, right? Because that's what's going to be created for you in the month of May. So really start focusing on what it is that you want to create, what it is that you're trying to bring into being, because you're really going to see things pick up for you in the month of May, right? So there's a need for confidence. There's a need for you to embrace all aspects of yourself, even the scared kind of, I feel like, procrastinator that's, off doing other things, but there's a need to kind of pull that back, to come back to center and get that focus so you can create the things that you want to create, to have compassion for yourself and for others and for the way things are working out currently, right? With this forgiveness here, to kind of let go of your mistakes or the mishaps that may have happened in the past and connect with the things that you really want to come in, right? And so the energy you need to tap into for your desired outcome for the month, we have here Saint Barbara, so empowerment. So really getting into a space where you're confident, you're right, you're strong, you're moving and taking action towards the things that you want, right? You're creating, right? It's not just with this Empress, oh, things are just going to magically occur. No, you're creating this, right? You're creating this energy. You're creating these good things in your life, so the energy that you need to tap into is into a confident, majestic, right? Powerful being that believes that what you want, you can create, who believes that, you're good enough for these things, these good things to come into your life, right? And so, what's kind of hindering you at this time, or what could, hinder you this month? We have the Six of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and failure with the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, I'm hearing, I want it that way. Tell me why it ain't nothing but a heart. Okay, that used to be the jam. But what I'm getting from that is really, you're kind of in a space where you're ultra focused on what you want. And so with the Seven of Pentacles here, I feel like you may be forgetting or losing sight of all the things that are working, but also forgetting about kind of what you've learned thus far, right? So what I'm kind of getting is, you may be impulsive, or you may be focused so much on what you want that you're kind of neglecting certain aspects of your life, or certain things in your life, certain people, maybe even. You're kind of caught up in getting there so quickly that you make mistakes, or that you kind of break things along the way, or it's right. Because, right, we have here the King of Pentacles. I feel like you may be getting so caught up in your feelings of what you want that you're forgetting to ground yourself. You're forgetting to ground what it is you want. So, like, when I say that, I mean, you're like, zoom, you're going after what you want. Zoom, 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 zoom. But you're not being practical, or you're not being realistic, or you're forgetting what you learned thus far. You're forgetting to implement the knowledge you've learned thus far. So you're making mistakes, or you're getting so caught up in what's not working that it kind of makes you emotional. And it sidetracks you, and you get off track, and you have to like bring yourself back to focus. So it's a need for you to really I want to say, stay focused on what you want, but also remain practical, remain grounded, and connected with the divine, with all aspects of yourself. So your mind, your heart, your body, your spirit, so that everything is working in unison, right, together, not just on like doing its own thing, right? Your emotions are off somewhere, feeling some type of way, and then your mind is off thinking about something else, and then you're out here doing something else when you really should be focusing on something else, right? So it's kind of like needing to pull everything together, all of your knowledge, all of your power, all of your desire, all of these things, pull them together and get them working all together, so that you can get what it is you want in, a way that's not harmful or detrimental or just all over the place, right? So does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So let's go ahead and pull a card that you can use for an affirmation for the month of May. Okay. Okay, that was quick. Wow. So we have today, I invite calm and peace into my life. Okay, it says, how do I feel when I am calm and at peace? How can I invoke this feeling during times of stress? Okay, but that's all I have for you, Pile 3. I hope this reading helped you in some way. Please let me know down in the comments how it resonated. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this one, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and I hope to see you soon. I'm going to go ahead on to the final pile. If you picked the 4th pile with here, Unikite, this is the message for you. So what you can expect for May. All right. Okay. So with the 7 of Swords being here for what's trying to be expressed through you this month, I really feel like this is what's trying to be expressed through you is like the truest version of yourself. I feel like with the 7 of Swords, you're kind of in a space where you're ultra focused on maybe what other people think, or how other people are perceiving you, or maybe you're even just focused so much on your fears that you're not seeing the reality. And I feel like for the month of May, this is you coming to the space where you understand fully like your truest path, like your truest desires, seeing where you are at this current space and understanding, you know, how you got here. And then by way of doing that, you discover, you know, your truth about what you want and where you're going. And so here with the Hangman, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands, I really feel like this is you being in a space where I'm hearing offer up. Yeah, because of this. This makes me think of an offering, right? So I feel like you're in a space where you've been with this Hangman exploring and discovering like lost parts of yourself, things that you may have long forgotten about, things that you may have wanted to learn for some time. And so with this Queen of Pentacles, I really see this as you being in a space where you're pulling in all this knowledge. And then with this Page of Wands, it's coming to this like focused, intentional space, right? So with the 7 of Swords here, I feel like you may have been focusing on so many different things, or maybe just 2 things, right? Or just so many paths, so many ways of doing things, not trusting your own kind of inner guidance, not trusting or believing in your abilities. And so I feel like this is you discovering who you are and what you want to do. And so for the month of May, what's needed from you at this time, we have here self-discipline. So I feel like with this green, this is like your heart chakra, right? And I feel like, excuse me, when you get into a space where, yeah, so this is a 5, so yeah, like this is a time of change. And I feel like this is, yeah, with the 7 of Swords, it's a change in your focus. So I feel like you've been focusing on, okay, let me get this right. I feel like your internal compass, or like your internal focus, has always stayed the same. But I feel like with this Hangman, you've discovered that what you've been doing hasn't been, you know, quite right with what it is you're trying to accomplish. And so for the month of May, really needing to get into a space where you're self-disciplined, right? You're disciplined enough to forget about the stuff that isn't working for you, to forget about and to kind of let go of the mindsets or the fears or the thoughts or even the people that are kind of slowing down or kind of imposing, because I feel like with this self-discipline, imposing their will on you, be it directly or indirectly, by way of, their thoughts, their ideas, what they're saying, what they're doing, right? Letting go of that and coming into a space where you're better able to be in truthful alignment with who you are, what you want, what is best for you. Okay? And so, along with the self-discipline card, we have be a natural beauty. It reads, your entire body is precious, so choose personal care products that reflect your consciousness and commit to self-love. Say no to toxins and yes to the healthiest ingredients possible. You deserve to look and feel great, and you are worth the effort. Be a natural beauty. Yeah, so this is really there's really a need for you to come into a space where you don't allow anything or anyone to come into your space and kind of infiltrate or dictate or kind of bring you down in any way, to diminish you, to side-eye you, right? To kind of get you thinking about yourself in a lesser manner, right? And then we have nourish yourself. Have you been using food to numb rather than nourish? Be honest. If so, break that pattern today. Show your cells that you care by choosing healthy, wholesome foods made with love. Eat your veggies, make a green juice, and toast to your longevity. So yeah. So with this self-discipline, really getting into a regimen, really focusing on feeding yourself and surrounding yourself with things and people and environments and all that good stuff that is actually good for you, that is good for what it is you are trying to accomplish, right? With the Seven of Swords, I feel like there is something that you're trying to accomplish, right? Something you're trying to create, something that you want, but your focus has been elsewhere, right? And so now it's time, right? This month, what's coming to you is like this focus, this kind of internal knowing, like, okay, I know what I have to do. I know what I need to focus on. I know what's right for me. I know what I need to feed myself more of. I know what I need to supply myself more of. I know where I need to invest my energy, my thoughts, my words, my what have you, right? And so then we have celebrate your love. And it reads, when we cherish our beloved, the bond grows stronger. We create deeper levels of trust, intimacy, and friendship. It's all too easy to get comfortable and put your relationship on cruise control. So spice it up instead. Do something special and spontaneous. And if you're currently looking for your soulmate, take yourself out for a fun date. The happier and more connected you are to yourself, the more attractive you will be to others. Yeah. And I feel like the line that's, biggest here is the happier and more connected you are to yourself, the more attractive you will be to others. And I feel like your focus has been on, or it could have been on, how you were being seen, how people were viewing you, how people, thought, what people thought about the path you were on, what you were doing, all that kind of stuff. And so now it's time to come back to yourself, with this hangman, right? Time to come back to yourself and to understand, who you truly are, what you truly want, and not, from a space that is kind of being infiltrated by how other people are feeling, but getting to a space where you actually, love and focus on yourself in a good and generous and nurturing and happy way, right? So that you can create what it is you want to create. You can have more of what you want more of, right? But not, kind of being stuck in a space where, things aren't right, things aren't exactly how you wish them to be, okay? And then the energy you need to tap into in order for this, to come into being is Isaac Newton discovery. So with this Isaac Newton, I'm really being drawn to this. And I feel like this is your perspective, right? With the Seven of Swords, I feel like you may have been just focused on one way, right? With this one light. And so now what's needed is for you to see all, of Roy G. Biv, right? But for you to see all the colors, for you to see all of the possibilities, not just one, not just, how you were seeing it before, but being open to seeing it in new ways, right? And so, with this, right, with this discovery, I also feel like this is you learning as much as you can, right? With this Seven of Swords is really being in a space where you've discovered, right? Discovery. You've discovered what it is that you actually want. You're no longer kind of focused on, oh, well, I thought it was this, but no, other possibilities have opened up to you. And you're like, you know what? I'm about to head on out. I'm going to take what I got with me and I'm going to head on out, right? Because I see something that I like more, right? And so what's needed for you at this time is like an open mind, where you're not stuck on one way of seeing things. You're not stuck on one idea of things. You're allowing yourself to be open to receiving new perspective, new ideas, new ways of thinking, new ways of being, new ways of doing, right? So discovering, truthfully who you are, where you are, what the possibilities are, what lies ahead, not getting so caught up in what didn't work or what you wanted in the past, but seeing past all of that, seeing the new possibilities, right, with the Hangman. And so with the Five of Cups, the High Priestess, and the Two of Cups, I feel like this is you really getting stuck on seeing just the disappointment, right? Just the things that didn't work out, just the things, right? Because this is what's hindering you. So just the right? Because this is making me think of what's his name? Who did the light bulb, you guys? Edison, right? Is that Thomas Edison? Am I right? I think so. Oh my gosh. But like, what does he say? It's something about failure. Where he failed like a couple thousand times, and then when it came to creating the light bulb, and then boom, he got it. And I feel like what's hindering you is you're getting kind of stuck on what didn't work. What, how. Because when I'm seeing this as her, right? She's seeing this Two of Cups, what she wanted, but she's kind of stuck in this emotional turmoil, this kind of disappointment. And so I feel like this is you being in a space where you got so attached to the thing that you wanted that now you can't see anything but it. So in order to turn this around, right, it's a need to address the things, right? Because with the Seven of Swords, to be honest about, to address this disappointment, to see it for what it is, right? And when I say that, I mean, it doesn't mean that what you want you can't have. It means how you wanted it to come into be, that wasn't the way it was supposed to be. And so now it's time for you to discover a new way, right? A new path, a new way of doing things that is in alignment with what you want, but is better suited for you at the same time. Okay? And so how do you do that? We have here Unikite. It says live in the present. So it's time for you to really live in the present, and to kind of stop allowing the things that happened in the past, or with this Hangman, I feel like this is you being in a space where you just feel like you don't have enough, you don't know enough, or you're just trying to discover yourself. You're trying to discover, your skills, your talents, your desires, and you may get pulled into that, and you may drift off to, right, because I'm looking at this, and you may get pulled into the things that you want, like, oh my gosh, I want this and I want this, and you kind of start seeing the past. And I feel like it's time for you to stop seeing just the past, stop seeing what how what you wanted in the past and how it didn't work out, but try and start visualizing and seeing what you do want to come into be, right? Not what happened or what you want it to happen, but what get into the present moment, so that you can be like, okay, I like how this feels, I would like it better if this happened, right? So you can see what you actually really want going forward, not going back, but going forward. Okay? But let's go ahead and pull, to close this out, a little affirmation card for you for the month, okay? Okay. So, it says, I fully and unequivocally believe in myself. Okay? That's the word. Take it. Okay? I fully and unequivocally believe in myself. And the question to ponder to go along with this is, where will that sense of power take me today? What can I do to project this into a daily attitude? So yeah, what can you do on a daily basis that gets you into a space where you believe in yourself, where you believe that what you set your eye on, right? When you come into this understanding of who you truly are, what you truly want, right? I believe in myself. I believe that I can make it happen. I believe that I can have what I want. Right? And then I love who I see in the mirror. Okay, it says, what features do I love about myself? How is the world a better place because of my presence in it? Okay? Then we have, I am beautiful inside and out. What three things do I love about myself? Wait. What three things do I love about my personality, about my body, right? So, right, this is a time for you to really start loving on yourself, okay? Nourish yourself. Be a natural beauty. Celebrate your love, right? You are amazing. I need you to see that. It's time that you see that. Okay, and then finally, today I choose happiness, okay? And it says, what can I do to facilitate happiness? How much effort will I put into this today? Okay? But that's all I have for you, Pile B. Wait. That's all I have for you, Pile 4. I hope this reading helped you in some way. Please let me know down in the comments how it resonated for you. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this one, subscribe to the channel. Okay? I really appreciate you, and I hope to see you soon. Peace out.